Well, hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Hey, everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat. And please join us, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and you can hang out with us more often. I almost forgot what I was going to say. And in a virtual stitching retreat, we work on whatever we want to work on, just like in a regular stitching retreat. So this morning, oh my goodness, so good to see everybody here in the chat. Hi, great to see everyone. Oh my goodness, all the regulars are here. If you're brand new, leave a comment in the chat that you are new. And we've got a welcoming committee wandering around in the back. They will be sure to tell you hello and give you warm virtual hugs. Everybody's welcome, all skill levels. Don't feel like you don't know any of these people, okay? Because you could walk right by them at a quilt shop and you wouldn't know that that was the person you were chatting with. So you are new. Hi. How do you say, okay, that flew right by, right here. Oh, wrong one. I missed it. Where are you? You had a unique name. There, one more. I missed it. And you had a unique name. Well, hello, Mesquite, Texas. Monty, good to see you. What about Frida? She's here. She's here. Of course she is. There you are. Oh, I see. Okay. Anyway, great to see you guys. Don't know about your picture there. If you like to stitch, you are in the right place. Okay. Yesterday was a marathon for sure. I was on for 2.5 hours. That was crazy. But I had some time yesterday morning, and so I went ahead and finished the strawberries block for the Kimberbell June mini quilt, and it turned out adorbs. Look at this, you guys. How about that? Isn't that cute? That is so nice. And it used some embellishments of, we used clear vinyl on the jar. Okay. That was a raw edge applique. And we had to have the ruffle and a bow. All right. And then loads of jump stitch trimming in the strawberries. But it turned out very, very cute. I was very pleased with it. So peaches is done. All right. Blueberries are done and strawberries are done. Today I'm going to work on lemonade. It won't be a marathon session though, you guys. I've got work to do around the studio. So I want to show you what I was working on yesterday. Let's get Frito's goldfish out of the way, shall we? All right. Where's my Frito? She's over there by the door. I told you that's her schedule. Frito, you want to go fish? You want to go fish? Say hi to everybody. Yes, she's a good girl. Oh my goodness. You're a goldfish? She's so good. You guys, we go to the curbside to go pick up our groceries. And, I opened up the lift gate in the back of my car, and she's in there. And she just stands there and looks out the door. And here comes the girl with the groceries, right? And she's loading them in. And Frida just stands there and looks at her and noses the bags. She's just so chill. She's such a good dog. Yeah, great dog. And yesterday we had some more evening time with the chickens. And only one, yes, free spirit. We have to watch her figure. This is the extent of her activity throughout the day. Okay. And Keith keeps saying he's going to take her on a walk. We know how that goes. Y'all, it's already too hot. If you don't get out first thing in the morning, it's just way too hot here. And she loves this life. Absolutely loves it. So good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Okay. So also yesterday, I did some work on Happy Halloween. I finished cutting up all of the sashings that I needed to do, which took me forever. And I started just playing around, putting sashings on and cornerstones. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So very, very happy with this. And trying to get the logistics of, because we've got one long strip under the Happy Halloween. If you're new, I have all of these blocks done right there. Okay. So I did not get to a chicken yesterday or any more of Candyland. So there's the chickens. I got 2 more chickens to do and 2 more strips of Candyland, which is hanging there on the side. But the Happy Halloweens. So I have got sashing. Let's see. Let me zoom in here and let you see. So see the sashing there on top of the cat and the mummy and death. And that's all. There's also sashing on the bottom of those. So I was just very pleased. I know I'll finish my chickens, Killian. I know. I got to do it. A kiddie pool for Frito. Oh, no, Scotty dog. Here's what this dog does. When she gets wet, like every dog, she'll shake off or whatever. But we've got doggy doors, and she'll come running in the house. And my property is not like a maintenance, maintained pretty yard. I've got dirt, sand, gravel. It's a mess out back, especially. So, and then she comes in and she rubs on the furniture like a cat. She's crazy. So I'm not letting her get wet. No. Anyway, so we did let the chickens out yesterday, and she stayed up on the pool deck with us and not go chasing the chickens because we're trying to train her about that. But I'm very, very happy with this. And Jason came over yesterday, my maintenance guy. He made some more of the long arm quilting binding rulers, the groovy binding rulers for me. So I've got to put those on the store site. You're having your coffee in the virtual kitchen, Polly. Excellent. That is great. Yeah, there's always lots of coffee in the virtual kitchen. So worked on this. It reminded me yesterday how much putting these types of quilts together bother my arthritis. So I gotta, take care of that. So here's what I did. Pressed my seams open. Okay. This is why I make 1/2 inch seam allowances on my blocks. And it makes it easier to press them open on a seam roll. And it makes them much easier to nest. So you can see the underside of that. So that's this trimming with no batting in here. That's our lovely trimmer by George. Okay. Only 37 thumbs up. Ellen, I think the counter's a little bit slow. I notice that all the time. So you ordered your scan and cut yesterday. Yay! Diane, how exciting. Good for you. She's ready to jump in. So exciting. Oh my goodness. I'm lucky Frito is small. Yeah, I don't mind 100-pound dogs, Suzanne. Don't mind them a bit. Matter of fact, her predecessor was 65 pounds. And but we wanted another Australian cattle dog. That's specifically what I was looking for, an Australian cattle dog and a female. And because I don't like males, they lift their legs on everything. And we take the dog with us wherever we go, usually. And I don't like, the dog lifting its leg on somebody's ice chest or their lawn chair or whatever. It's terrible. So we specifically wanted a female. And she was at my county's no-kill animal shelter. She had heartworms, and she had ehrlichiosis and anaplasmosis. And I can't believe I just pulled those 2 words out of my hat because I can never remember them. ACD are the best. Yes, ma'am, Margie. Absolutely. They are the best. So anyway, all right. So it's looking adorable with the background quilting in there. How about that? It's hard to see in the sashing, but you can certainly see it in the cornerstone. And notice how this seam allowance is shorter than this seam allowance. That's okay. When you are putting these together, and I'm going to shoot part of a video for it today. And yes, Candace, The classes for Applique Getaway are up today. I've got a link right below in the description box. It says, join me to make Kimberbell, I don't know, more, ... Press the 3 dots and you'll find links down there. Hate to ask, what is a trimmer by George? Renee, the trimmer by George is a specialty ruler that allows you to make embroidered blocks in the hoop that have stabilizer and batting in the hoop, okay? And then when you pull the project out of the hoop, you can fold back the pretty fabric and then trim away the batting and the stabilizer. See how perfect that is? And the best way to use those is to make sure that you have a basting box around your design so you have a nice straight line to hold up and trim. That is the best money spent if you are ever going to be making anything like this, any designs by Juju, wall hangings, placemats, anything from Sweet Pea, of course, anything from Hoop Sisters. But I have a link to that below as well. So McNamara Mama, you're so excited. Well, good. Awesome. This is amazing. And this quilt's a lot of fun. Now, I wanted to show you too, guys. All right, let me put this up. I wanted to show you too, if you are going to be making Merry Christmas with us. And what is Merry Christmas? So Merry Christmas is another, these patterns are designed, y'all, this is not designed as an embroidery design. These were made in the embroidery hoop, but I digitized the design through a process called Snaplique, and I have many videos on YouTube showing how to do this process so that all of the little bones get stitched down and all of the little blanket stitches and all that are done by the embroidery machine, not me at the domestic. Okay. Now, so we're going to be doing Merry Christmas as well, coming up in like August, I believe, maybe July. I might start in July. I don't know. It depends on my schedule. So let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to share screen. I've got a link below. If you use my link, there's a promo code you can use with my link and you will get 10% off the pattern. Okay. So let me show you what this looks like. This was originally designed as a quilt pattern. All right. And I'm going to Snaplique it. If you don't want to, if you don't have a scan and cut and you want to do it the old fashioned way, you can certainly do it right along with us. But this is the Merry Christmas pattern. And I love this. We're going to build it a little bit differently because we've got 4 blocks. See Santa's little pom-pom right here. It hangs into the sashing. Okay. So we've got some, there's one. Mr. Snowman has a little bird on his head and the reindeer has got some light bulbs hanging out. And Mr. Bear here has got his scarf in the sashing. So the rest of these, this is so cute, you guys. And this is a really easy little quilt. It's only got 9 blocks. But I want you to take a look at you long armors with automation or not, because you can get a paper pattern as well. See these little swirls in here? Now this was custom quilted for sure. But see these swirls in here on this sashing, and also the same swirls are behind Merry Christmas. Well, today, let me stop sharing this. Today, we have a weekly design deal from Urban Elements. That's my favorite place to get my long arm patterns, you guys. Let me show it to you. Okay. This is their weekly design deal. So it's on sale today for a week. All right. It's called White Caps. Take a look at it. There are your swirls that will look so cute. There's your pattern for that. And let's see, that's my search results. Let me pull it up. And so you can get it as a digital pattern, or you can get it as a self-print, or if you want to run the paper pattern on the back of your long arm, you can certainly do that if you do it manually. And here it is being stitched out. I think this is perfect. And I'm going to get this pattern for that quilt because I'm going to make this pattern without batting in it. It's only going to be fabric on. Let me take a look here. They did it in a Christmas quilt. Look at that. That looks like a Santa, doesn't it? So that's what it's going to look like all stitched up. I love it. I love that. Yeah. So that's Urban Elements is where to get that. Can you do snap if you have a scan and cut and a lower end embroidery machine? Yes, Kathy, you certainly can. It does not matter what kind of embroidery machine you have. You are only limited by your hoop size. For those pieces that don't fit in your hoop, those will have to be done on the domestic machine. But for like the eyes and the nose and the mouths and all the little stitches and all that, you can certainly do that. You're going to need some software. All right. You're going to need Stitch Artist 3. You can do it in 2 if you only have to. Speaking of which, Embrilliance is on sale with another 10% off coupon good through the 4th of June. I've got a link to that below as well. Please use my links. I appreciate that very, very much. Pirate Santa. It sure looked like it, didn't it, Killian? Yeah. So anyway, you know, we've got lots of stuff planned coming up through the summer. I'm going to be working on some Corey Yoder quilts. Going to get that going with her Starberry line. So we got a lot going on. My husband is getting a new knee sometime this summer. So I have cleared my schedule with the exception of Applique Getaway. So Applique Getaway is it's going to be in the Weston DFW over in Dallas, Fort Worth. And I'm going to be there on Friday and Saturday. I'm flying up Friday morning, spending the night Friday night, and I will be there on Saturday. I'm not teaching any classes. You're going to find me on the vendor floor. And if you want to go, I've got a link below. It's an affiliate link for me. So if you click that and register, I appreciate it. Even if you're just doing it for free, going to the vendor show is, I believe it's no cost. So if you want to do a day trip, you Oklahomans, Louisianans, Texans, New Mexicans, come on. Craftaholics. Yeah, that's cute. That is a cute phrase. So come on over there, join me. I have a 6:40 flight on Saturday back here. So I will be on the floor until about 3. So if you want to come late in the afternoon on Saturday, you're going to miss me, but I'm going to get out of there about 3 o'clock. I'm going to be near you. Yes. Come on, Tina. Come on over. It'll be fun. So, Kansans. Yeah, Carrie, you can drive down. Shoot. Oklahoma's not that big, right? Come on through. We don't know when he's getting his new knee, Julianne. It's going to be sometime this summer. He goes to the doctor on the 12th, and then they will schedule him. So we don't know that yet. All right. Also, I've got a visitor coming in August, and you guys see her in here. Her name is Harriet. She is a handy quilter educator, and I'm going to do some professional ed, and she's coming down here. So I'm really excited about that. We haven't got the dates ironed out. We're working on that, but I'll be sure to have her on with me in the morning, and maybe we can talk through some handy quilter stuff. So that'll be good. Well, with Pro Stitcher, she's helping me with Pro Stitcher. That's what I need. Yeah. Well, Lynn, I'm excited about it too. I can't wait. Lynn Scroggins is so nice. She is going to be my Uber. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. She's going to pick me up at the airport and take me to the hotel. Thank you, Lynn. This is going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a fun couple of days. Come on in. I want to see what's new in the industry. I want to see what the vendors are doing. Also, one of the vendors there is going to be Greedy Stitches. She is the one who makes my iron-on logos for me. So it'll be good to see Jody again. I'm sure her husband will be with her. Yeah, it's awesome. You made it to a live. Yay, Linda. Welcome. Welcome. Glad you're here. Tracy's going to be there. Good. So if you guys are going to be there, whoever's going to be there from here, let's set up a time. Ola from San Antonio. Hey, JT Bo. Let's set up a time for a meet and greet get together for all of my Power Tools with Thread Nation. We can do that on Saturday. Maybe right when it opens, unless you're going to be in a class, then that's fine. If you're going to sign up for classes, that's fine. Any of you that can take any of Lisa Shaw's classes on Embrilliance, do it. You're gonna get so much information. I want to highly recommend you register for her classes before they fill up. Okay. Lisa is an Embrilliance educator and she knows so much. And she's not going to teach my process of Snaplique. She's going to teach you that software. You're going to learn so much about it. You're going to love it. Okay. So are you jealous, Carol? Oh, that's all right. Come on. It's just a single plane ride. I'm sure there's a direct somewhere from wherever you are to Dallas. Certain of it, since it's a hub on Southwest. Yeah. I was able to get a room in the hotel as well yesterday. So I called the hotel directly and made my reservation. Could I show sometimes how I nest my seams with embroidery blocks? Yes. Sandy, I'm going to be actually doing that. That is the next video coming out for Happy Halloween. And it will be all about finishing this quilt and getting those seams together. But you can take a look. Oh, good. Deb, you're going to be there too. Good. You guys, any of my Designs by Juju videos, like a table runner, just jump to the end of the video and take a look at how I'm finishing it. And that's it. You actually take quilting pins. I like quilting pins, the yellow headed ones, because they're so big. And I match the points of the basting lines. The basting boxes all have to work. That's why I put basting boxes on these. So you want me to come all the way down to Australia. All right. Well, you get a kid in a sewing to fly me down there and I'll be happy to. I'm sure they'd love to have me down there. I can teach a little class down there too on Snaplique. He's a brother dealer, so that's cool. Yep. As we get closer, if anybody has been to Applique Getaway before, I've never been, so I don't have the lay of the land. And if anybody's been before, give me tips. Maybe a place to meet or something like that. Since Greedy Stitches is works with me, maybe we can meet over by their booth since I know them, right? I think Carly Bell's going to be there too. I saw her. So yeah, you guys love a kidnap. Well, good. Yeah, that's great. He's got a fantastic video out on that Brother PR 1055. Betty Boop sent it to me the other day and I was watching it. And I learned stuff I didn't even know. So that's pretty cool. There's a ginormous hoop for that. So yeah, you guys, he needs it. He needs it bad. But I guess they have a new way to do it now where they take an MRI of the knee and they take an MRI of the hip and they figure out the alignment of all of that. And it's a partial knee replacement. You don't have to do the whole thing anymore. So it's pretty cool. So he's going to look into getting that done. So too much going on that same weekend. That's too bad. Yeah, I know. I didn't have anything since my calendar was clear for Keith. And then September, we've got that RV sew together. That's going to be a lot of fun. That filled up in 4 days, you guys. I haven't had a soul cancel. So if you think you might cancel, let me know. We have a waiting list. Is there a link for Applique Getaway? Yes, Diane. It is in the description box below. Can click that and sign up. It's your birthday, Deb. You're going to be there? Hooray. Let's celebrate your birthday. That's awesome. All right. So today I wanted to, let me talk to you all about something. RV retreat. Margie's coming. Yay. Okay. I want to show you guys something. Sandra sent me an email and her BE files, which are the working files for Embrilliance. She was working on Sunflower Slope and she thought she was going to start with an easy Snaplique project. Okay. And she wanted to make the cat in the flowers. This little guy right there. Isn't that cute? That little cat coming out of those flowers. That's adorable. All right. So this is a thing to watch out for when you are doing snapplique. Okay. And snapplique is a process where you scan a paper pattern into the scan and cut, and you convert the design that the scan and cut saw into an embroidery design. You use the scan and cut to cut out your pieces, and then you import the design from the scan and cut into embroidery software and turn it into machine embroidery. All right. Now, this is the reason I did not finish Amy Bradley Designs Christmas tree, the sewing Christmas tree. Let me pull that one up and show you. I started it years ago, and then I stopped it, and then I lost it for a couple of years in my sewing room, and then I found it again. You know how that works. Let me pull up Amy Bradley Designs. I want to show you guys this. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm just going to call it tree and see what it finds. I'm sure there's more than one. Yes. All right. Let me share this with you. I have to push the right button. And let's see here. Okay. So here's Amy Bradley's site. So on this pattern right here, this looks really cute. Don't do it. Right off the bat, don't do it. This measuring tape is one long piece of paper pattern that you would have to scan in or scan it in into pieces. So if you look at this, there's a weaving that occurs of these pattern pieces. All right. So you've got like these spools are behind the tape. The tape sits on top of the tomato. It goes behind the tomato. It comes back out and it goes back on top of the tomato. Okay, that tape, and then it goes behind all the buttons. This is tricky. So, right, like this is not a big deal. You can see the scissors sit right on top of it. But this weaving effect right here, the only way to do that with Snapplique without super digitizing this whole thing is to cut that into certain separate pieces. And then, so you would actually cut it right here and have it end behind the tomato. But you've got it on top of the tomato right here. It weaves in and out with pattern pieces. Okay. So that same problem is what is going on with this cat. So take a look here at the cat, okay? The cat's tail sits on top of this leaf, but underneath that leaf, which is fine. But then down here, let's see, there's a weaving that goes on. I kind of did it when I looked at the BE file. I played around with it. So there's a weaving that happens. It's right here on the tip of the tail. Okay. It's weird. You're going to have to play around with that and make sure you either move the pieces just a tiny bit so that the layering occurs properly, but there's a weaving of that cattail. You've tried. Oh, okay. I don't know, Candace. The Fox on Wonderland, you don't understand how to do the ears on that. Which month is that one, Persia? For the fox, which month is that? I'll take a look at it too. Okay. I probably just overloaded their website, Candace. Sharon. When Becky said don't do it, how many said challenge accepted? Okay, if you're brand new to this, I don't recommend that one, okay? Don't recommend that one. You guys need to start simple. Start simple. Baby steps, you guys. Baby steps. When you learn to drive a car, you didn't start with a semi, I don't think. So Yeah, just, can you give a rundown of my RV getaways? I don't have any more scheduled right now. Nightingale News. I am working on one it'll be in July of 25 in Branson. That is in the works. Oh, it's in Frost Hill, Persia. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I've got that pattern. Yeah. Gluttons for punishment, Beth. Oh, yeah, I know. You guys. Oh my gosh. A spud truck. Well, see, Eli, you've been around a while. Yeah. Do you need a scan and cut to do the Amy Bradley Christmas tree? No, ma'am. Jackie, that all of Amy Bradley patterns. Amy Bradley is a quilt pattern designer, not an embroidery pattern designer. Okay. You can make that I've got that. And you can make it as a quilt pattern. You absolutely can. Sure. And you tried the cat. Janet tried the cat and it's too much trouble. So just because it's small doesn't mean it's easy. All right. Yeah, farm tractor. Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Branson, Missouri. Yes, Carissa. That's going to happen in May of 25. That's in the works. Bonnie, my rally manager, is working on that right now. You did the cat. You butted the pieces to get her. Okay. Instead of overlapping. Yeah. Kim's channel has it right. You're just going to have to do some manipulation of the pieces. It's not going to lay exactly like the pattern. Just do some manipulation of the pieces. Okay. To make it'll work. You can just move them around a little bit. All right. So what else? I had stuff I wanted to tell you. Okay. I've had people emailing me about the how to build a scarecrow. It will help you number them, Eli. You actually number them in the objects panel of the software. That numbers them for you. But the pattern doesn't come with numbers because they are woven in between. So that's the way the designer made that. That's the way Nancy Halverson made that. So just so you guys are aware, there's 2 separate scarecrow patterns that are out right now from Lori Holt. We talked yesterday about my obsession with Lori Holt fabric. And I appreciate all the email support I got from you guys. It's this is how bad it is. All right. So there's 2 of them. There's the quilted scarecrow that does not use these pieces. That doesn't use the simple shapes. Okay. The simple shapes go with how to build a scarecrow. So it's 2 separate quilts. So the quilted scarecrow is just a pieced scarecrow. And I showed you guys the pattern for it on Sunday's live. Quilted scarecrow. Okay. So let me open. I haven't opened. Did I open? I did open this. So the quilted scarecrow kit. I'm serious, you guys. It's bad. Okay. How do I organize my patterns? Patty, I thought I did a video on that. I don't know. I can take you over there one day and show you. We could do that next week sometime, maybe. So you get a fat quarter bundle of all of your different, I think they might be fat quarters. They look like, I don't know if they're fat quarters or not. And then all of the fabrics and the background that you need for the scarecrow. This is pretty. I know, Lynn. I know. Love it. Love it. See, there's a lot of darks in here that I did not have. All of my other lines of Lori Holt fabric are, they're more light in color. And these have darks for fall that I didn't have. And then the kit comes with the pattern. So that is the quilted scarecrow. There's that guy. Okay. It also came with, no, the kit is not the same for both quilts. No, Sandra. Of course not. Of course not. So you also get a little bit of rickrack kit for the quilted scarecrow. So the quilted scarecrow, he's got a little face and his hat and head and all that. Okay, he's just a scarecrow out in the field with his cool little milk can and all of this. Okay, so that's the pattern for that. Then there is how to build a scarecrow. So this is just pieced, no simple shapes involved with this one. And then how to build a scarecrow has the simple shapes, and they're both using the autumn line of fabric. So if you want to get just certain fabrics, there's a trick to doing that, and I'll show you. Let me go to present, share screen. You got to know all these tricks, you guys. Okay, so here is the How to Build a Scarecrow Sew Along from Riley Blake Designs. This is the link to it, and I linked to this below. So take a look at this. So this is from Riley Blake's website. Riley Blake is Lori Holt's fabric company, okay? So you can see how it's all going to be put together over on Be On My Bonnet, okay? And you've got some images or whatever. But see now on this one, it's just his clothes. It's just the pieces to put a scarecrow together. But on this one, this is the sew along guide right here. Now this is updated 5/24. There was some corrections to it. So if you're doing this, always get your sew along guide from Riley Blake. Okay. And they'll tell you the most recent update. So I'm going to click this, and here you go. Let me make sure you can see what I see. No, you can't. Hold on. Let me stop sharing that. I'm going to go to present and share screen. I got it. It's a different window, you guys. The guide. Okay. So on the guide here, all right, so this is what I was talking about. This floral background right here, the stripes in the pants. Where is my make it bigger button? Okay. The striped fabric for the pants and this check for the shirt, and then this floral border on these pieced blocks. This is what's using all of those simple shapes. So when you come down into this, my thing will focus here in a minute. There's each week what's being released, okay, and when, so you can keep up with that on Lori Holt's blog. But in here, so here is a list of all of the fabrics and their SKU numbers that you can find. These are the same SKU numbers no matter where you buy them from. So if you're looking for particular fabrics on Fat Quarter Shop, in this sewing guide, it gives you, here is the SKU number, and this is what the fabric looks like, and that's how much of it you need. Now, you can't buy a fat eighth on Fat Quarter Shop. You have to get a half yard. That's your minimum cut. So that's where I was in my quandary, right? They're going to make me get all of that. So that is the trick to figuring out what fabrics are going to be used where, okay? And then also in that sewing guide, and let me come down here. I'm going to scroll pretty quick. It has got loads of fabric. It'll have the things will be highlighted if there was a correction. Where did I see that? Maybe it wasn't here in the guide, but the guide is correct now. Okay. Those are all your pieces. Don't cut your fabric. If you're going to snap-applique it, don't cut your fabric that size. You need more fabric than that to go around the whole thing and hold it to the mat. So that's just a trick there. There you go. And it gives you the layouts for how all that's going to look. Okay. There's your pieced blocks, how to do it. So the sewing guide is free. Now, what you can do is take the sewing guide and go through your stash and say, okay, I can sub this for that. I can sub this for that. I only need to buy this, right? So I'm trying to help you guys out. You're a group within a group? Really? More projects. No more projects. Oh, Carol, where's the fun in that? It helps you to get out of bed in the morning. It's good for your brain. More projects is good for your mental health, right? All right, let's cut for the lemonade block. And I'll get started on that. Do I vinegar wash the maroon fabric? You know, that might not be a bad idea, Sue. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah. Red bleeds. So that's a good idea. I really don't do it. I've not noticed it with the blues or anything else. Riley Blake is top of the line fabric. So the colors are pretty set, but reds can be tricky. If you're going to put it into a snuggle quilt and it's going to end up being washed one day, yeah, you might want to. Now, and then I get into this again. What am I going to do with a scarecrow quilt? I'm sending it to my daughter-in-law. She's getting all these quilts that I have no idea what to do with. If they want to donate them to the church, that's fine. Send them overseas. I don't mind. But I got my little magnet. I'm such a sucker for these things. Oh my goodness. I sent the pattern down. So yesterday afternoon, I created the SVG cut files for the lemonade block. You'll replay me in the morning. All right, Beth, that's fine. I know it's late for you folks overseas. I know. Let me turn on my machine here. And now this lemonade block, if you're making this, yeah, the magnet was the whole reason for the kit. It didn't come in the kit. I had to buy that separate. I got my simple shapes and my magnet at Missouri Star. They were having a sale on those. They were cheaper than the Fat Quarter Shop. It's bad. I should not even open my email, y'all. Should not. Okay. And I need resume previous memory. No, I'm making a new block. Okay. So here, now these fabrics, these are the fabrics that came in the fabric kit from Kimberbell. Really see-through. So I put SF101 on the back of everything but the green. So both of the yellows and the blue have SF101 on them. And then I ironed that fused image, that fused piece to the, I read the word image, to heat and bond light. Okay. This particular block, if you only have a 5x7, it can be done in a 5x7 block, but the pattern calls for an 8x12 hoop. I don't have an 8x12 hoop except for the multi-needle. So I hooped up my 9x14. Okay. And the fabric wasn't big enough for my 9x14. So I've got my So Tights Magnums holding it down way up on the edges, well out of the sewing field. Okay. Because the sewing field is like right here. All right. If you want to get So Tights, link below, use my link, and there's a code for 15% off. That's a deal. Also, I want to tell you guys, June 1st, price increase on Yazzie bags. If you want to get a Yazzie bag, I've got a link below and a code for 10% off. So just letting you know. Is the Scarecrow quilt pieced or applique? Well, Tina, yes. How to build a scarecrow is applique. The quilted scarecrow is pieced. It's two different patterns, two different kits. Okay. Yeah, I love needle minders, Julianne. I mean, they are, besides being cute. When I show you guys my patterns, I'll take you around and show you my needle minders too. I just like to get ones. Oh, I don't need this yet. I don't need this yet. I like to get ones that, for for the quilts that I'm working on. You know, Riley Blake saw me coming on that. Woo. Because then it's a memory of the quilt. And I may not even have the quilt anymore if I give it away, right? But I'll have my needle minder to remember that I had that. So that's very neat. Yes, they are. Yazzie is having a 90% off sale on a lot of their bags. That 90% off sale is they're doing away with certain colors. Okay. So she's bringing in new colors into the line, and they're getting rid of that one. Kim, you can do this block in a 6x10, but you've got to use the 5x7 instructions, and that'll work. It's just a split hooping is what it is. I'm not doing that. I'm doing the regular. Now, the first hooping in this block, also, y'all, on that 90% off, use my 10% off code. It might be free. All you got to do is pay shipping. That's a deal. Just get them. And your daughter-in-law told you they didn't want any more quilts. That's not her choice, Michelle. That's not her choice at all. Too bad. Here it comes. Merry Christmas. This is a piece of little pleather that came in the embellishment kit. It has kind of a fuzzy side and it feels like leather side. And you've got to use water-soluble stabilizer. Told you guys about the, what's that, Betty? Okay. So I told you guys about water-soluble stabilizers being on sale at Sulky, 35% off. I think that sale's still going on. I don't know if that was for Memorial Day or not. I've got a link below. Take a look at it. So this is Ultra Solvy. See this? This feels like rubber. This is not the topper stuff. It's different. All right. You need this kind of stuff for this particular one. And the little flag. So that's what I'm making now. Yeah, that is a deal. Make a tag that says this is not a quilt. Let me pull up that embroidery design. I sent it wirelessly, and lemonade, provided that it's here. There it is. Okay. All right. So let's get our stuff cut on the scan and cut, shall we? All right. If you got a scan and cut or you got one coming, you can just pop in here and hang out, and you're going to figure out what to do with it. All right. On here, we have pattern and scan. Those are the two main menu buttons. Let me get you in there. Pattern are patterns that were in the machine when you bought it. And we're not going to scan right now. I'm going to retrieve data because I made the SVG files in Embrilliance. I have a video on how to do that. Bye, Sue. Have a great day. Enjoyed it. And it wants to know, where do I want to get my pattern from? I can get it from in the machine if I saved it there, from the cloud, Brother Canvas workspace. That's where I did it, from a USB, or I might be cabled to a computer. So I'm going to do this. And there it is right there. It pulled it up. Exactly. Now I have my shapes grouped. For the most part, I usually do this, grouped by fabric. But this one is the big yellow, and this one is the little yellow. Here's some leaves, and there is my glass. Okay, so what I do is, I'll back out. So I've got an idea now. This is the top of the mat, so the glass fabric is going to go sideways. There's the lemonade, here's the lemons, and there's the leaves. Okay, so I like to look at where everything is. Let me move my mouse. Okay. And then that's how I figure out, oh, see, I'm going to set this somewhere I shouldn't, and it'll disappear. Get my glasses. And that's how I figure out where to place things on the mat. So here's the top of the mat up here. It's got an arrow on the top. On SDX models, so on the old CM models, it had an arrow on both ends. and you could use it either way. That's not the case with the SDX models. SDX, you have to use the arrow. They only go in one way. They're not interchangeable, those mats. Okay, so I'm looking at the pattern on the screen, and I'm going to take my glass and lay it sideways right there. I'm just going to kind of mash it on there for, I'll do it real good here in a minute. And then my lemons are down here. My fabric's a little big. That's okay. And my leaves are right here. And then the lemonade in the glass. Yes, you can. Yeah, you've got it right, Wendy. So that is a way to do these quilts in a smaller hoop. You can put them into canvas, reduce the size, and then cut out your pieces, and then take those design files from the scan and cut, save it to a USB, or you can download that. Yeah, you download them from Canvas into your software and use those to make the embroidery design. Now I'm going to take my little spatula and just kind of make sure this is stuck on pretty well. We don't need any drama, right? I have a thread on there I don't want. And one more. Okay. So I'm going to put it in with the arrow first. There is a couple of ledges right here on either side. Your mat goes right inside those ledges. Just push it up against the black wheels pretty tight and hit the load button. Really easy. Those of you that got scan and cuts coming, this is all how it works. Oh, okay, good. All right. Perfect. Now I want to scan the mat. So while we had that scan button before on the main menu, that's for different. That's for like scanning in papers. This is the scan button I want right here on this menu. It's a blue box with a bar across it. So I'm going to touch that until it starts. And it's going to take a picture of what it sees on the mat. Carol, I'm doing the exact same thing with my stabilizer and my batting. Lots of Franken stabilizing. All right, let's get in here and take a look and see what it sees. Look at that. I am going to, let's see here. The leaves are perfect. And the glass, I can tell I need to move it just a little bit. So it's got, you want about an inch margin all the way around the shape so that the fabric stays stuck to the mat as the blade drags across it. Now, I can't see it that well on these, so I'm going to go into the wrench, and I'm going to go from, it says background. I'm going to go from dark background to light background and tell it okay. And now I can see those pieces. See how my lemonade would have not cut properly? Oh, Marilyn, they might be all out. It's only certain colors. Okay. And these, oh yeah, those are grouped. If you group in the cloud, you cannot ungroup on the mat. At the machine. Okay, that looks good. That'll work. I'm going to tell it okay. Please select. You know what? I'm going to, just as a precaution, because the cut files are so close to the edges on my yellow fabric, I'm going to just use a piece of embroidery tape and tape it down just to make sure it stays put. I don't want it to get any ideas about going anywhere. We don't need that kind of drama in our lives, do we? That's just no good. All right, so I'm going to tell it cut and start. There we go. Let it do its thing. Peggy, yeah, I have a rotary cutter. I've not used it. For me, my stuff works fine here. Peggy, aren't you in the Great Northwest? So you have got lots and lots of humidity and things don't like to stick. I think you're up in the Washington area. Things don't like to stick when there's a lot of humidity in the air. Even if you're in air conditioning. Fabric side up, yeah. Things oh, they're called Hug Your Stylist, Janeberg. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I call them Snuggies, but she told me it's Hug Your Stylist. That's what they're calling them. That's this thing. That's that little blue thing with the ring on it. I told her to put the ring on them. She handed out these little tiny blue things, and I was like, put a ring on them. People will love them. Those rings are dirt cheap. You can get 100 of them for $6, if that. So she did, and they're perfect. All right. Now, again, I expect to have that one thread holding on to the applique. Now, look. It cut right through the SF101. There's that one thread. Right through the SF101 and the heat and bond light. Just fine. Yeah, Peggy, I suspect your problem is humidity. Okay. And you're not going to have that kind of drama with a rotary blade because the rotary blade goes up, over, down, cut, up, back, right? It's not dragging through the fabric like the standard blade is. Awesome. Very good. Okay, my little pieces here and my leaves. I don't know why. You have the DX85 and the 24-inch cutting mat, but can only scan a 12. Any hints on how to place your fabric for cutting since you can't scan it? Use bigger fabric. You want to use larger pieces of fabric in that case. So what you can do when you see it on Canvas, whether you're using the downloaded version or the online version of Canvas, I'm going to set these somewhere I'm going to lose them. These mats have grids on them. And so what I would do here, let me get this out. If I couldn't see this because I couldn't scan it, right? So I can look at this and go, okay, here's the 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would want my fabric. I'm going to put these right here, and I want to place my fabric between the 1 and the 9, which is right here, and the 5. See that? So look at it online or on the grid that is on your screen if you have the downloaded version. I think that has it. I think that shows the numbers. And then just kind of eyeball that and then eyeball it on your mat. And that's how to do that. All right. Bye, Sandra. Enjoy your day, sweetie. Y'all got to leave for work. I know. Hey, before you leave, hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Okay. There's my glass. That's good. And now my lemons. I'll put this up where you guys can see it. I got drama. Hold on. I need to put my whole cabinet, open up the back end so that I can push that out of the way and have some more room. That would be helpful, yeah. Betty Boop made me this little mat that my Scan and Cut sits on. All right. Okay. Get all the tape off. You guys don't use Scotch tape on these. That's miserable to get off. Let's see. All righty. Is it 8 o'clock? Yep. Our hour is up. All right. So I didn't get to embroidering yet. I am going to go ahead and stick around and embroider that little flag and show you guys how that's done. on that little hoop because that's easy. It has a placement line and you're not supposed to trim it yet. So I did read the instructions. I got my tablet working yesterday too. I plugged it into a different plug and it worked fine. There's all my lemons. And we're also going to be using vinyl. What kind of tape then? Michelle, this is a paper tape. It's a 1-inch wide medical paper tape. It's in my Amazon store, or you can get it from Kimberbell. Yep. Let's see here. You're not sure what a non-stick mat is? Betsy, it's a scanning mat. The non-stick mat is a scanning mat. This is what you use that main menu scan button with. Okay. So I'll put a pattern in here. This is not sticky. It's got a flap over it. That's to keep out thread and dog fur and cat fur, people fur. That's a non-stick. You don't cut on that. It won't let you cut on it. As a matter of fact, you can try, but it sees these dots up here and it says, sorry, can't cut on that mat. So you don't have to worry about it. You've had good luck with washi tape, Jane? Good. I have not. Not sticky enough for me. I guess it depends on the washi tape, right? I haven't had any luck with Lori Holt's washi tape. Okay. I don't need a pop-up tray for my cart at all. My cart actually has a thing back here that I can lift up and put this little wing back. My husband made that for me. Okay, and it holds it. And then normally what I do is I just grab this mat and I pull and it gives me some space. And that's what I should have done, but I didn't because I was lazy. Let me turn this around. Okay. Now I've got this big old cart. Got to move this thing around. Does anything keep cat hair out? I don't know. Betty Boop's probably the one to ask for that. She had cats for years. All right. So the first thing I want to do on this is make this little flag. He did think of everything. Well, I told him, Heidi, that it had to be long enough to support that 24-inch mat as it went out the back. So that's what I was looking for. Dogs. Peggy says dogs keep cat fur out. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, man. Change to a larger embroidery frame. It thinks I'm doing the glass. I did not send over the flag. That's a separate embroidery file. Dang it. Oh, well. Okay. Now, you stitch directly on this. This is your stabilizer. When you get to doing this part, you stitch directly on it. It's a separate embroidery design. All right. So here's my sew tights. I guess, whoop. Wrong way. All right. There we go. And all right. There you go. And there we go. My glass. I need thread. Right there. How about that? Those are nail salon racks for fingernail polish. I got all of these on Amazon for less than $40, you guys. Best money spent. I got a link to them. So where are the measurements for the scan and cut stand? Yes, Patty. Thank you, Betty. On my blog, powertoolswiththread.com. That's my blog. And in the search box, go for, just type in the word cabinet and it will pop up. You'll find that post. And I've got, there's no plans there, but if you've got a Bob the Builder in your life, then, or maybe you're the Bob the Builder, like my mother was, loved woodworking, you can, I have all the measurements. The main thing for me was on this one, keep getting told the parts are on back order. I don't know about that. That might actually be the case, Lynn. So the main thing with me was I needed the top cubby to be long enough for 24-inch mats. Okay, that was the main thing on this. So all my mats that are in here, they all lay flat. That's ideal. And then these cubbies needed to be wide enough for my baskets, and these have vinyl in them, things I don't use, right? So that was the big deal for me on that. And then the back side, it just has a couple of hinges that fold down, and then the wings on the side hold up the back. Yeah, they're nail polish racks. So if you're going to get these nail polish racks, you guys look at the depth. There's 2 different depths I found on Amazon. Some are 1.6. No, it's not a modified IKEA cabinet. Eli, my husband, hates IKEA furniture. So the only thing IKEA modified in my house, in my room here, besides, well, all my tables, but modified, he built a new top for my ironing station. That is a IKEA hemness dresser. And look at my little knobs. Aren't they cute? Those are from Smart Needle, you guys. Isn't that cute? Aren't they cute? Oh my goodness. There's a bobbin, a thimble, a machine, spool of thread, and some scissors on that one. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. Makes me happy. I'm going to put it on your honey. Yeah, my knobs are on. Yep, I know. But on those racks, look for the 1.88 in depth. I've got a link to these exact racks below. Okay. These are the 24-inch long, 1.88 in depth, and they've got little side ends on them that keep the spools from falling off. That was important to me to find that. So, all right, you guys, our hour is up. I am way past. So I'm going to go ahead and start stitching on this and get that flag thing over here. I got to do that too. And yeah, yes, they are in my Amazon store, Tina. Absolutely. You can either go to my Amazon store or you turned a rolling cart into a pressing station. Awesome, Heidi. That's cool. Yep. So anyway, all right, you guys, this is it. I'm going to get stitching, and I'm going to put a chicken together today. That is on my 20-minute to-do list today. All right, we will talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Hit the thumbs up on your way out the door and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.